Oh, hi, welcome back. Right, let's go straight into the return of serve in singles pickleball. Right, I'm going to say a bold thing right now. In my opinion, in Paddy's opinion, singles pickleball, the return of serve is the most important shot of the rally. Okay, I actually think that completely. From my experience playing tournament singles and also playing informal singles, the return to serve is the most important shot of the rally, right? Too many players just float the ball back, hoping the rally will just kind of start from there. But smart seniors know better. The return is your first chance to control the point, neutralize your opponent's serve, and dictate the pace. Handled well, your return keeps you balanced and ready. Handled poorly, it gives your opponent a free opportunity to attack. So, why is the return of serve so important? Remember, in singles, you don't get the serving advantage every point. The return is your chance to take away your opponent's edge and turn the rally into your favor. Right, a solid return buys you time to recover to the middle, pushes your opponent back, forcing a defensive third shot. It sets up your positioning for the rest of the rally. It's not about hitting a winner on your return, it's about putting yourself in the best spot for the rally that follows. And that is so important, right? Rule number one on the return: depth first and always, right? If you only take one thing from this section about the return of serve, let it be this: keep your returns deep. A shallow return is an open invitation for your opponent to step in and blast a passing shot, or certainly put it into open space, put you under pressure, and then win the volley on the next shot. A deep return, on the other hand, forces them back and limits their options. The great part: you don't need power. Even a medium speed return that lands within a few feet of the baseline does the job beautifully. Seniors often discover that placement and depth win far more points than swinging for the fences, okay? Again, in singles with the return, you need to take calculated risks. Once your depth is consistent, you can lay in some risk taking. Okay. These are not reckless gambles, they're smart, situational plays that give you a strategic edge. Right. Your return could be a wide cross court return. Angle the ball sharply to pull your opponent off the court, setting yourself up to hit into the open space next time. You could do down the line surprise, mix in an occasional return straight down the line. This could be unexpected for your opponent. And also, a high, deep lob return can be effective. If your opponent rushes forward after serving, float a high, deep ball to push them back and reset. You won't hit these every time. Of course you won't. But by using them occasionally, it keeps your opponent guessing and disrupts their rhythm. Right. But very importantly, as I said before, if you are using your, let's say, your default strategy, whatever that is, and it's working and you are winning your points on it, don't change. You don't have to take extra risks. Just keep plugging away. And as long as you're winning those points, keep plugging away until your opponent changes their strategy or tactics, and then you need to change yours. Right, court positioning. You need to recover pretty quickly. Right, one common mistake we as seniors make is hit a good return and you're just admiring that. Oh, that was a good shot. Whoa, hang on, standing where you hit it, that's not good. In singles, you must recover to the middle of the court after your return. All of you squash players out there will know this very, very well. That way, you're ready for their third shot whether it comes left, right, or straight down the middle. A helpful mental cue, okay? As soon as your paddle finishes your return swing, your feet should already be moving back. Your feet should already be moving back towards the center. This is also where breathing between points comes in. After the return, take a calming breath as you move. It steadies your body and ensures you're balanced for the next shot. Right, you need to adapt your return mid-match sometimes. Like serving, your return strategy sometimes needs adjustment. If you're losing points on returns, that's very important. Only if you're losing points on returns. Don't panic. Change your tactics quickly. If your opponent is crushing deep returns, try mixing in shorter angled ones. If they're charging the net, hit a lob or two, or drive low, or drive low to their feet. If you're missing too many aggressive wide returns, simplify. Aim deep middle until you settle. And remember, timeouts are your friend. If you've lost 3 or 4 points in a row and there's a string of points happening in front of your eyes, call a timeout. Do it straight away. I mean, if you lose the first 4 or 5 points and you're down 0-5, call a timeout. Don't wait. Use the break to breathe, reset, and pick a new return target. It's far better than giving away another free or another 2 or 3 free points. So have your return routine. Stay calm under pressure. Just as you have a serving routine, it helps to have a receiving routine. Many seniors like me find this calms nerves and blocks distractions, okay? For example, stand ready in your receiving position. Bounce lightly on your toes. Paddle up. Take one steady breath. Pick your target before the serve. Obviously, you may not be able to go for that target, but if the serve comes to you as you hopefully are expecting it, then the ball will be in the right place for you to hit it towards that target in your head. All these things, this kind of return routine, it stops you from being reactive and ensures you begin the point with intent. Avoid distractions on return. Yep, singles is lonely, right? But distractions creep in easily. Maybe you're thinking about the score, the crowd, the last point you lost. Successful returners keep their attention locked on the ball and by being present. Right, the mental edge, the return is a statement. Never think of the return as passive. Every return you hit sends a message. A deep ball says, I'll control this rally. A wide angle says, I'll make you run. A lob return says, I can change tactics anytime. Okay, so for us seniors, the psychological edge is powerful, right? When you show variety and intent, you flip the pressure onto your opponents. Okay, so wrap this up on the return. The return shot is the most important shot in the whole rally. According to Paddy, not sure about everyone else, right? So mastering the return, right, doesn't require youth or lightning speed. It requires these things: depth above all else, calculated risks, quick recovery, return, breathe, get back to the center, tactical flexibility, switch your returns if the match isn't going your way, routine, and focus to help you avoid distractions. When you return with purpose, you don't just start the rally, you take control of it. And in singles pickleball, control is everything. Okay, that's the return of serve. Let's look now at court coverage and positioning. Okay, if serving and returning set the stage, court coverage is where singles pickleball is won and lost. Unlike doubles, there's no partner to rely on. Obviously, every ball is your responsibility. That might sound daunting, but it doesn't have to be. Seniors can cover the court effectively by focusing on efficiency, anticipation, and positioning, right? The truth is, singles isn't about running everywhere. It's about being in the right place at the right time. And with smart habits, we can do it, okay? Movement efficiency. One of the biggest misconceptions is that singles requires constant running around all over the blooming court. In reality, great single players move in short, efficient steps. They stay balanced, shuffle quickly, and rarely look like they're straining. For us seniors, this is fantastic news. You don't need to out sprint anyone. You need to stay light on your feet, use small shuffle steps to adjust, avoid lunging at the last second. Think of it, think of it like dancing. You're gliding, not scrambling. Smooth movement conserves energy and reduces injury risk. So the recovery rule, get back to the center. After every shot, your number one priority is to recover towards the center of the court. Why? Because the middle is where you can best cover both sides. If you linger in a corner, you are giving your opponent a huge open target. If you're in the middle, you're saying to your opponent, okay, go for the sidelines. And okay, they may go for the sidelines and they may hit the actual sideline and they may score a point in that way. But statistically speaking, they're going to hit a lot of those out. So get to the middle as soon as you can. This also ties into breathing between points. As you recover, take a calming breath. It steadies your body and keeps your mind sharp for the next ball. Anticipation, right? Seeing the next shot early. It's so important. And us seniors are really good at this. A lot of us have come from squash, badminton, table tennis. I've come from 50 years of tennis, and volleyball and all kinds of sports. And we've been doing it for decades, some of us. So we know how to anticipate where the next shot might be going. We have learned to read that body language, okay? So if, for example, these clues often tell us where the ball is going before they even hit it. For example, if their paddle drops below the ball, expect a lob. If they open their shoulders, expect cross court. If they step in aggressively, expect to drive. By anticipating, you can start moving before the ball leaves their paddle, meaning you cover the court with less running. So anticipation, very, very important. Right, positioning after specific shots. Not all shots demand the same recovery position. So smart seniors adjust themselves based on what they have just hit. So a deep serve, recover towards the baseline, slightly left or right depending on where you served. A wide return, recover closer to the center, but shade slightly toward the side you didn't hit to. Drop shot, recover just behind the kitchen line, ready to volley if they drive or dink if they drop. Positioning is a chess match. Each move sets up the next. So with positioning, you've also got to take some risks if you need to. If things are going well for you and the points are coming, you don't need to take those risks with anything. But, if you need to take risks, sometimes you do need to gamble. That's not recklessness, it's strategic. For example, if your opponent always goes cross court with their third shot, cheat a step early in that direction. If they're weak on the backhand side, shade your position to funnel more balls there. If you're behind in score, take a risk by closing the net earlier than usual, forcing them to pass you. These positional risks can swing momentum. Even if they don't always pay off, they send a message. I'm not just reacting, I'm dictating. So switching tactics, when positioning isn't working, there will be times when your default positioning is just not cutting it. maybe your opponent is passing you down the line, or maybe you're getting caught out wide. This is where you need to change tactics mid-match. So for example, if you're losing too many cross-court rallies, stop hugging the sideline, play more middle balls. If they're lobbing successfully, stay a step deeper until you prove you can handle it. If your wide recovery is leaving the middle open, recover closer to the center instead of chasing corners, right? Don't wait until you're down 10-3 to adjust. A quick switch at 4-4 can save the game. Using timeouts. Now, we've talked about this before. Timeouts aren't just for catching your breath. They're perfect for resetting your positioning strategy or any of your strategy or tactics. If you've lost several points because you're out of position, take a timeout. Use the break to ask yourself, where am I getting beaten? Am I recovering late? Do I need to adjust deeper, closer, or more central? Write it down if you have to. That 60 seconds can completely change the flow of the match. Focus and distraction. Stay grounded on court. It's easy to get distracted, sometimes by fatigue or the scoreboard or your opponent. Somehow they might be hitting flashy shots or something. I don't know. Court coverage suffers the moment your focus drifts. So use reset phrases like recover middle, stay present. Don't keep thinking about that last mistake. Anchor with your breathing. Right, the mental side of coverage. Court coverage is partly physical, but it's also mental. Some of us seniors who feel too slow often find that with good anticipation, routines, and smart risk-taking, they can actually feel faster than opponents. Remember, positioning isn't about chasing balls. It's about controlling where the rally flows. And with experience, you can make the court feel smaller for you. So let's wrap up. Court coverage and positioning are the heartbeat of singles play, right? The keys are efficiency, small balanced steps, recovery, always back to the center, anticipation, read your opponent early to save energy, positional risk, shade, cheat, or gamble when it gives you an edge, adjustments, change tactics quickly if you need to, focus, use breathing, routines, and reset phrases to stay grounded. Master these, and suddenly singles feels less like covering the whole world and more like owning your half of the court, which is where you need to be. Okay, that's the end of this episode. Next time, we'll stick with singles. We're looking at rallying with purpose, the net game in singles, the singles shot arsenal for seniors, the competitive edge in tournament singles, and very importantly, match play, tournaments, and long-term success. Okay, and also don't forget to listen to some previous podcasts where I've talked through some of my own competition journey, where I talk through my competition journey through singles, where I won the English national, where I won the English national 65 plus tournament some time ago, when I won gold at the English National some time ago. And that's a personal story. And some people have found that quite helpful and have got quite a lot out of it. Okay, so till next time, I will say goodbye. Right, bye for now.